What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe. Drop me a like on the video. I really appreciate it. Today is going to be my in the bag video, so we're going to get right into it. Starting off, this bag right here is the Prodigy BP1V3, I believe it's called. Pretty heavyweight bag, very sturdy. I've had it for almost a year now. No complaints at all. Everything is in good shape. It has a ton of storage. Currently I have 24 discs in here and it could definitely fit more. It's got two big side pockets, got a little putter pocket up top. It can fit a whole sweatshirt in it, so this bag is great. Can't recommend it enough. So for the discs to start off, I am putting with the Latitude 64 Keystones in the Zero Medium Plastic. They feel really good in the hand. They're a bit of a deeper putter and they just glide really straight and have a slight finish to the left at the end. I absolutely love those. And for outside the circle, I am using the same disc, but it's a little more beat up. So I can get this to glide for a little bit longer, maybe even turn a little bit. And I love the Keystones. I switched to them probably early in the summer, and I just can't recommend those enough either. So then for approaching putters, I have another super beat up Keystone, and this is the disc that actually inspired me to change my putting putters. I used to putt with Latitude 64 Pures. Great disc. This one is really beat up, so it turns a little bit now, but it lands very softly. It's very reliable. And then I also have a Paige Pierce Fierce. I believe this is 163 grams, something like that. It's a little bit lighter. I don't know if you can see that on the back, but I actually do have an ace with this. I got one at King Philip probably a week after I filmed that ace race video, which is pretty funny and ironic. But this one's a lot more understable. This will pretty much always go to the right if I throw it hard enough. Probably fan gripping these, and I'm trying to land softly near the basket. Now, if I want to throw a putter off the tee, I have this fairly new Kristin Tattar Pure. This disc is absolute money. It's in the Opto Plastic, or actually, excuse me, it's the Opto X Glimmer. So for a throwing putter, this is a little more overstable, but very straight, very dependable, feels great in the hand. Fantastic throwing putter. Now for my approach discs, I am currently bagging a 400G Prodigy A3 and a 400G Prodigy A2. These are very dependable discs. 9 times out of 10, I'm throwing these forehand. I really prefer approaching the basket on a forehand. If the angle's not there, I'll probably use one of those soft putters, but if I'm approaching the basket, I'm probably using one of these. They're very dependable. Pretty much the same thing as your typical Harp, Zone, anything in that category. They're just super dependable discs, and I'm really liking these. So on to the mid-ranges. I am bagging 4 currently, starting with the most understable. This is a Opto X Chameleon Latitude 64 Fuse with a zombie Johnny McRae on it. I originally bought this disc just because it looked super cool and it also glows in the dark, but the Fuse is a fantastic disc. It's a slightly understable mid-range. You can pop it up to flat, let it glide a little bit, it might glide right, or if you throw it flat, it'll just kind of hold and glide to the right the whole way. Yeah, I really like this disc, very dependable mid-range in my bag. Next, we have a Max Weight Champion Mako 3 that I also have an ace with. Hole 11 at Daisy, I got that back in March. Another fantastic mid-range right here, dead straight. This one's a little bit beat up, so it will go to the right a little bit, or I can pop it up to flat and just let it glide. Yeah, I am absolutely in love with the Mako 3. So much so that I bought 2 more recently, and this is the other one I'm bagging. This is a brand new Max Weight Champion Mako 3. And playing earlier today, I actually chained out on the same hole that I aced this one with. So these discs are very consistent. They feel great in my hand, and I can't recommend these enough. Innova Champion Mako 3, fantastic disc. Now this is a new one to the bag. This is a Exo Hard method by Discmania. This is just to fill the slot of an overstable mid-range where, you know, my A2 or A3 can't quite get that range. I'm probably going to this. It's very overstable, very dependable, and I think as it beats in, it'll probably be more of like a flip up to flat and then still have that dependable fade. It's not something I throw super often, but it's a really good disc. So on to the fairway drivers. I am currently bagging 7. And for starters, we have a Opto Explorer, one of my favorite fairway drivers of all time, also by Latitude 64. Now that it's beat up, pretty much just goes dead straight and has a nice dependable leftward finish at the end. If I throw it hard enough, it will glide to the right a little bit, but it's always coming back to the left. Super dependable, straight flying fairway driver right there. And since that one has started to beat up, I am now bagging this T-Bird from a tournament that my buddy Cody Kingman got. I won a giveaway of his a few months back, so this is from my boy Cody. Shout out to you, my man. This disc is pretty sweet. It goes flat straight for a little bit and then dumps down to the left. So it's a nice complement to that straight flying beat up Explorer. Then for the understable fairway drivers, I have 2 Neo Essences. This one is a lot more beat up. This one I haven't used that much, and it's got my boy Noah's Huck Squad stamp on there. Shout out to you, Noah. So this Essence is very beat up, like I said. I love to hyzer flip this disc, just give it a lot of angle, let it flip up, glide a little bit, and sometimes it'll come out, but usually this pink one, since it's so beat up, it'll just usually hold that glide the whole way. Very dependable, and I can probably push that one to about 375, so it's a great disc in the bag. And then this newer Essence that is not nearly as beat up, I can still hyzer flip it to flat, it might glide a little bit, but it is definitely coming back at the end. And I've been looking for a stable Essence in my bag. This actually, my buddy found this at his private course. Chris Houston, shout out to you if you're watching this as well. He found this for me a couple weeks back, and I was really looking for a new stable Essence, so came at the right time. On to the overstable fairway drivers. This is one of the oldest discs in my bag. This is a Cosmic Neutron MVP Volt. Fantastic disc, still super dependable. It's really beat up, but it's still very overstable. I really like throwing it on forehands, getting a little bit of turn out of it, and then a bite at the end. Very, very dependable disc, and I like this one a lot. And then I have 2 Firebirds in the bag. So I have this G-Star Firebird, and I also have this Champion Ken Climo 12-time champion Firebird. So this G-Star one right out of the box glides and flies a lot further than the Champion one. It still has that true Firebird fade to it, and it will always fade for me, but I can get this one to turn a lot easier. So it's a nice compliment to my Champion Firebird. And then this one, as I was saying, super overstable. I've had this since February, and the stability of it hasn't changed a bit. It's just your classic overstable Firebird. Everyone needs this or the equivalent of this in their bag. You need something that is just going to be super dependable out to 300 to 350 feet and just fade and get down and stick. Then for the memes, and I actually do throw this at least once around, I have the Meta Tilt by Simon Lizotte. If you don't know what this disc is, you're either not a disc golfer or you live under a rock. This is the most overstable disc you will ever get your hands on. It's kind of comically overstable. It's a utility disc. It flies better if you throw it upside down. It makes no sense, but Usually I find one chance per round to throw it. And then for my distance drivers, for the super understable distance driver, I have this Thrasher that my buddy Eric gave to me. Shout out to you, Eric. This disc, like I said, beat up, super understable. I like to throw it for rollers, or if there's a super long uphill hole, I like to hyzer flip this and it'll glide and still turn uphill like no other disc will. So this is also kind of a utility disc, but I really like this for uphill shots. And then I have a newer, much more stable Thrasher. This is more of a, I can really get a lot of distance out of this one. Hyzer flip it, let it glide to the right for a long time and it still comes back. It has some good stability to it. Great distance driver right here. For the faster arm speeds, it might turn into a roller for you quicker than you'd like, but it's a great disc. And then to round it out, I have two destroyers. I have a beat up Ricky destroyer here and a brand new Smush destroyer by Disc Golf Bra. Great disc right here. But starting off with the Ricky destroyer, like I said, it's been in the bag for a few months. It's beat up. It likes to turn now, but it still has a lot of stability left in it. And this is definitely the furthest flying disc in my bag. This past Sunday when I was playing out at Oak Ridge, which is a very long, very open golf course, I was throwing this a lot off the tee. On a couple of the downhill holes, I was hitting 500 feet, maybe 500 plus. I didn't really have time to measure them during a tournament, obviously, but that disc, especially downhill, it just goes. You give it a nice rip and it just goes, man. Great disc. And my other star destroyer, the Smush. Shout out to Kyle Moriarty. This line of discs is just amazing. Disc Golf Bra did a really nice job with these discs. It looks great, it feels great. It's like I'd call it like a Ferrari red or Corvette red color. It's just awesome. I needed a complement to the other destroyer because the other destroyer was losing some stability. This is very dependable, can still push it 400 plus feet. It's a really great disc. And then other than that in the bag, I got the classic marker. I got some minis. I have this little trinket here given to me by my Team Challenge teammate, Emily Hansen. Shout out to you, Emily. It's a little trinket here where you can pull on the beads on each side to count your birdies or bogeys, or if you're playing match play, how much you're up or down by. Thought that was really cool. And then over here, I've got some bag tags. One from my Team Challenge team, Team Rhode Island. Shout out to you guys. One from my local course, Stacy, and then one from Borderland. Shout out to that community, you guys are awesome. Got a couple towels in the bag, got a resistance band in the bag to help me stretch before rounds. And that's about it, that's my whole bag. So if you enjoyed the video, please drop it a like, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time, hopefully from Texas. Peace out.